is 400 kilometers, I think, away from Srinagar.
Direct control.
That's deep down in Kashmir. They have a 700,000 strong army in Kashmir. How come they were not able to foresee this?
Despite toughest security, how this high-profile terrorist incident took place? Don't you think that this Pahalgam is also a false flag operation?
As I said, it's part of the history. They've done this before as well.
You think we need to revisit our Kashmir policy? We need to be more aggressive on it?
With changing times, we need to change our strategy. The voices of the people of Kashmir should be heard internationally.
What international community should do on this growing Indian terrorism all across the world?
We should have been more forthcoming in propagating that this reality of what the Indian government has been doing.
The revival of this resistance movement in Jammu and Kashmir, in occupied Jammu and Kashmir.
The way things are moving right now, the uprising of the struggle again in the coming months.
And are you hopeful that a day will come that occupied Kashmir would be liberated?
It's a nexus between Israel and India, and they're applying the same policies the Israelis applying in Palestine.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to Program Insight in V News English. Dear viewers, today's conversation is again focused on Pahalgam, in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, where yesterday an terror incident takes place in Pahalgam area, which is considered as a tourist hub, and as a result of this, more than 24 tourists got killed. So immediately after this incident, the Modi's media, which is called as Godi media, and social media trolls immediately after the incident, without realizing, without any even initial investigation, start accusing Pakistan that it was planned and it was managed and it emanated from across the border. This baseless propaganda against Pakistan. So what actually, and then in the later hours, there have been statements, provocative statements coming from Indian leaders, and there have been provocative programs from Indian media channels. So this is not first time. When in 2000, the then US President Clinton was visiting India, there was a similar incident in Indian occupied Kashmir. Then in 2006, when the then US President Bush was visiting India, another same pattern, another false flag operation was created. In 2010, the then American President Barack Obama, when he was visiting India, created such incident. So this is not first time that India is creating such false flag operations. Right now, the American Vice President, along with his family, is on a trip to Republic of India. So the things that I've mentioned, right, that in the past such incidents clearly shows that India staged such incidents, such terror incidents, and the purpose is to seek sympathies from Americans, to seek sympathies from international community. But on the other hand, what are the facts? The neutrality, with objectivity, without any twisting, that India's stance, national crimes and terrorism is not only taking place in Pakistan, but also in different parts of the country, including United States, against Sikh community in different parts of Europe. In Canada, it happened. So why the international community is skipping this worse Indian human rights record, worse Indian transnational terrorism? To discuss this all, today we are fortunate to have with us a senior politician from Azad, Jammu and Kashmir, Sardar Hasan Ibrahim. Very warm welcome to Program Insight, Sardar Sahab.
Thank you, sir.
So, almost 24 hours have passed. Please share sentiments among the people of Azad, Jammu and Kashmir, how they are feeling in the wake of this particular incident. The people of Azad, Jammu and Kashmir must be having some sort of feelings about it, that either they are secured or they are anticipating some sort of attack on Azad Jammu and Kashmir. And they might have been watching also this entire Indian propaganda. So, feelings of uh, Jammu and Kashmir, Azad Jammu and Kashmir public.
Thank you, sir. We as Kashmiris, as I said earlier, we condole any innocent loss of life in any event in anywhere in the world, be it Palestine, be it Kashmir, be it any part of the world. And we as Kashmiris are looking at this event with a very critical eye, and this is a part of India's history. They've been doing this for a long time. Any time they see that their efforts to marginalize the Kashmiri people and even Balochistan, we feel the things happening in Balochistan are in some way or the other being supported by India. All this has not brought Pakistan to its knees, and they now feel that probably they have a vested interest as well. When they say Khand Bharat, they claim Azad Kashmir in it as well. They claim Gilgit Baltistan, even till Sindh. They think that it's part of their Khand Bharat agenda, and to further that, they always try to find issues or some way to further that agenda. And I think what we are seeing in Kashmir right now is also part of that. They've been marginalizing the Muslim majority in Kashmir for a very long time, even though they try to sell to the international world that things are currently not that bad, and people there are satisfied with the development and with the way the government is trying to take forward Kashmir. But if you look at it critically, the things on the ground are not as they seem. They have a very tight control on the media, and they do not let things out. They've been pushing especially the Muslim community to the walls. If you just look at in the recent past what they've done with the Waqf bill, they've tried to amend that. They've already amended that with the majority they have, and they're trying to take away whatever they can from the Muslim community and use it to according to their own will. The minorities, the other minorities in India right now, be it the Christian community or the Sikh community, they too now also feel that the way that things have been taken down by the Modi government will automatically or most certainly also affect them in the coming future. What they're doing right now to the Muslim community can also be done to the Christian community, can also be done to the Sikh community. And within India, if you take a deeper look, there are many separatist movements going on right now, about 10 or 12 of them. And whatever you see happening right now in Kashmir can be done by any one of them. And the event that took place in Pahalgam is 400 kilometers, I think, away from Srinagar. That's deep down in Kashmir. They have a 700,000 strong army in Kashmir. How come they were not able to foresee this, or they didn't have the intelligence that this sort of a thing is going to happen there? And it's a tourist area. They have a event coming up soon, which is supposed to pass from there. I think they would have done their security checkup there as well. Some activity has been, some militant activity has been going on there for the past 10, 15 days in the recent past. So that would have already should have already put them in a defensive mode, or put them on their toes. But it happened right in their under their eyes and under their surveillance. And people in Kashmir are also questioning this lapse of security. So, and this is, I think, absurd that without interrogation or without giving time to for things to unravel, they've started blaming Pakistan, and this has been the modus operandi for a very long time. So this is a high time that we expose this Indian agenda, this Indian propaganda to the world. I think we've lost some chances before this as well. But it's time that we take this seriously and show the real face of this largest majority. Though I do not blame the Indian people, it's the Indian government right now which has had this. It's part of their doctrine. They've been doing this for a very long time, and they're trying to push things in their favor so that they can move forward with that Hindutva agenda that they've had planned for the last 100 years.
Hasan Ibrahim Saab, this when this terror incident took place in Pahalgam, it was also highly guarded, and as you said, that there is a huge security in entire Jammu and Kashmir, very occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and Pahalgam, it is also highly guarded. So whenever, and then Pathankot incident, it was highly guarded airbase. Then there have been scores of such terror incidents wherever it took place. It basically exposes Indian security as well, and establishes the fact that despite toughest security, how this high-profile terrorist incident took place. I would like to seek your thoughts on this Pahalgam. Pahalgam is also a tourist spot and also religiously sacred for Hindu pilgrims. And there is always a high security. So despite this, don't you think that this Pahalgam is also a false flag operation?
Definitely. As I said, it's part of the history. They've done this before as well. You yourself pointed out 3 or 4 events took place when U.S. leadership was visiting in the recent history, and again when J.D. Vance is already present in India. Such an event has taken place. This is, I mean, you just have to join the dots to see where it's coming from. And I think India wants to garner extra support from the US so that they can push things according to their agenda. But I praise the Pakistani army and the Pakistani government that they're standing fast, and they're defending our army is defending the borders, and we have a hardened army, and they're ready. I believe we have always been ready to respond in any manner. In the recent history, if you see the event that took place, when the Indian Army the Indian Air Force tried to bomb our places there, saying that their training centers here, Pakistan Army responded, and they had to face a loss there. So we've been ready for a very long time. We are a hardened setup here. So I don't think we have anything to worry about. And the people of Kashmir and Pakistan are standing with our army, and we are ready to respond, be it the people or our state. So, but again, I would like to reiterate that this agenda of Modi, especially the Hindutva mindset, needs to be exposed to the international community. I believe if we fight on the diplomatic front, we can do that. India claims to be the largest democracy in the world, the largest secular democracy in the world. But the way things are moving in India right now, especially regarding to minority rights shows that India has a vested interest. The Indian government is taking things in other way, and they have as I said, they have a 100-year plan to move according to their Hindutva doctrine. So we need to, as a nation, we all need to stand against this a blatant lie, the propaganda they're doing right now, and especially the Indian media, as you said earlier, doesn't take a second to blame Pakistan, which is I think is very irresponsible.
Sardar Hasan Ibrahim Saab, in the past, India has been indulged in many provocative actions along with their line of control. Many times, our armed forces caught their spy drones. But particularly in the wake of this Pahalgam terror incident, you already said that people of Pakistan and people of Azad Jammu and Kashmir stand behind their armed forces. However, this question is of different type. But in the wake of this particular incident, do you fear any possible attack from Indian side? Because Indian leaders, including Indian Army Chief in the past, they have been making provocative statement that at any cost we will get back Azad Jammu and Kashmir. So, any fears of attack from Indian side?
I feel that obviously they will try. They will weigh all their options, and they would. There's a local pressure which the government is facing to respond as well, and I think they will look into it obviously, but they will think about it 20 times before, because as I said, the last experience they had was not very in their favor. So they will weigh in their options, but even if they do not respond through their army, they would try to engage, or they would try to create more problems for Pakistan, be it in Balochistan internally, or be it in Azad Kashmir or somewhere else in Pakistan. So they have proxies. They have a setup. We feel that they have their tentacles here in Azad Kashmir as well, and in other parts of Pakistan. And they have sleeper cells all around, and they can activate them probably anytime they want to. Azad Kashmir by itself has been a very peaceful area. There've never been any terrorist activities here, but even if you see a couple of weeks ago, our security operators apprehended people trying to come into Azad Kashmir and create a security issue here. So things are changing, and we feel that there's some outside influence which is trying to create a security issue for the people of Azad Kashmir and obviously for the people of Pakistan. So no doubt they would like to respond.
Sardar Saab, today India also alleged that it killed two persons who allegedly were crossing from line of control. I mean, they were infiltrating into occupied valleys. So this is not first time. In the past, India has been accusing of infiltration from line of control. There is a heavy security. On the other side, of course, Indian security forces patrolling. On this side, Pakistani security forces patrolling. So how it is possible? This is again one of the baseless and concocted allegation that India always accused of infiltration of people from line of control into occupied valley. And today they claim that two of people were killed in an attempt to infiltrate into occupied valley.
I think it's a blatant lie. As per my information, probably the two people who were killed by the Indian Army were locals residing in a village there, who were grazing their cattle and probably were looking for their cattle when they were near the line of control, or probably they crossed the line of control. But because there are some parts along the line of control which are hard to gauge whether they're within Pakistan or within India. And probably they were there, and as per my information, the locals were shot by the Indian army. So again, they just need any reason to blame Pakistan and make a fuss out of it. And this is probably what they're doing right now. And as I said, India has a very powerful propaganda set up, a propaganda machine, which they try to use their influence in the world to make false claim against Pakistan and make a case out of that, which I think is very unfortunate. India has it's a very big democracy in the world. Should play have a very responsible output as well, or outlook as well, which unfortunately in the case of Pakistan we lack to see.
And you just spoke about that there is a network, Indian proxies are across Pakistan, Jammu and Kashmir, raw network. Put some more light, as you said, that there is an active raw network, particularly in Azad, Jammu and Kashmir, where if there is a raw network, and at the same time, please share with us that authorities in Azad, Jammu and Kashmir, there must be counter-terrorism department, intelligence agencies working. There is definitely Pakistan Army presence that is meant for the protection of Azad Jammu and Kashmir from any possible adventurism from Indian side. So, what about this raw network in Azad Jammu and Kashmir? And recently, there was a Home Minister of Azad Jammu and Kashmir who disclosed that this network is quite active, and some people have been taken into the custody.
As I said, sir, because I'm not part of the government, obviously I too am taking lead from the press conference that the Home Minister did. But as I'm available on ground, I'm between my people. We see that things are not what they used to be. There's anxiousness in the people. There's anxiousness in the people, and we see these setups coming up, which are not what the people of Azad Kashmir would like to portray as. The people joining anti. There's a propaganda that people are joining anti-Pakistan narrative, but there are very few. There are very few of them, and people are now very vigilant. They're keeping an eye out within their communities, within their villages, within their cities, and even there have been events where they've apprehended them, and they've had ammunition with them as well, and their plans have come up as well that they wanted to create a security issue within Azad Kashmir. So we feel it's just the beginning, but we have to be very vigilant and keep an eye out. But things are changing drastically, and I definitely feel that there's outside hand in all this activity, which needs to be stopped right here. Otherwise, it will spread further, and we as people of Azad Kashmir, we've always been very peaceful. We've always stand up for what's just, and we will inshallah fight any injustice and any sort of form of whether be it terrorism or be it for the rights of the local people, or be it for the rights of the Kashmir people as a whole.
So another important thing is the political aspect of Jammu and Kashmir dispute. So I would like to seek your opinion and your thoughts that what needs to be done. As far as traditionally we have been projecting Jammu and Kashmir issue, on every occasion, Pakistani Prime Minister and political leadership does visit capital of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Muzaffarabad. But we need to do more this internationally, so that we can convince international community that India is an aggressor, it is an occupier, and it has occupied this Jammu and Kashmir valley. So, what do you think politically and diplomatically? What strategy of Pakistan at a time when you also said that the whole world is changing? So, you think we need to revisit our Kashmir policy? We need to be more aggressive on it? Your thoughts, please.
I think with changing times, we need to change our strategy. Yes, Pakistan has been standing with Kashmir for the last 5 years, the cause of Kashmir for the last 75 years. There have been ups and downs, but that's part of any struggle. But we feel that now it is time that we gear up this into a more strategized, more systemic effort. It should be institutionalize this effort, and the voices of the people of Kashmir should be internationally. Kashmiri leadership should be given the space or given the opportunity to present its case to the wider part of the world or to the international community at the international forums. And this is a modern era. This is the era of social media, and we need to enhance all these opportunities and show the real face of Indian of India as an aggressor in Kashmir to the international community. I think we've lost many chances before this, but there's no, and I think there's no more space for us to slouch at these opportunities. We need to be more vigilant. We need to be we need to move in a combined way, in a combined effort. The Kashmiri people as a whole, especially the diaspora we have, especially in Europe or the US or the countries where it matters. We need to engage the international community. We have a valid international case, which is accepted by the international community in the form of the UN resolutions. We need to because of the UN resolutions, it is a recognized international case. I think when we go and present a case, the Kashmiris by themselves, when they sit in front of someone and present the case, it'll hold more value. And Pakistan should back the agenda of Kashmiris getting their right self-determination with full strength.
And
And,
again,
and
we discussed
also we need a long-term policy,
strategy.
10, 20, 30-year policy, which should not change with any incoming governments or incoming leadership and should remain the same so that we pursue that goal and achieve that goal. What we've seen in the past, those policies have changed whenever a new setup comes in. I think that's more. It's detrimental to the cause of the Kashmiri people.
So, Indian transnational terrorism is also not secret from anyone. And over the last 2 years, whatever we have witnessed, India was bitterly exposed in many secret plots to assassinate some of the Sikh leaders in United States of America and in India. However, in America, the attempt to kill Garpatman Singh Pannu was foiled, and American security agencies took that plot, that conspiracy very seriously, took up that matter with government of India, and Canadian government also took up this matter with the Indian government that on their soil, another Sikh leader was assassinated with the help of RAW. Don't you think these are some of the strongest evidences that on overseas soils, Indian intelligence agencies are indulged in targeting their own dissidents, killing people, and it is definitely a very serious charge of terrorism. So, what do you expect from international community? That what international community should do on this growing Indian terrorism all across the world?
Um, Actually, those two events that you just mentioned, one in Canada and one in the US,
United
they
States.
yes, they were taken up by both these governments with the
Very
Indian
strongly.
very strongly with the Indian government, but I did not see any positive result coming out of that. But again, India is a very big market, and these rest of the world has a vested interest with India. Probably they were thrown under the carpet, but again, I think we have lost there as well. We should have been more forthcoming in propagating that this reality of what the Indian government has been doing, and again, but a case has been made. It's all the international community knows that India has been doing this, and I think even now, if we take this issue up internationally and put these cases with that along with that as well, and it makes a valid case for us to plead with the international community. We have to expose what the real face of this Modi government is to the international community, and all whatever material we have, we should take with us. And as I said, it's a fifth generation warfare era. We need to use all the tools that we have according to a joint policy or to a policy which is which portrays what the Kashmiri people feel and what they've been striving for the last 75 years.
When this India tried to annex this occupied Jammu and Kashmir with Indian territory on it was 5th August 2019. Afterwards, there have been series of protests and agitation rallies, movements all across Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. So, but there have been series of such terrorism patterns, these false flag operations. My immediate question is: do you anticipate or foresee in the coming time the revival of this resistance movement in Jammu and Kashmir, in occupied Jammu and Kashmir?
Resistance movements have their ups and downs, as I said earlier. They have to adapt according to the situation. For the past, especially after 5th August 2019, Indian occupied Kashmir was under a clampdown, the media was shut down, and they were especially the Muslim
Lockdown was there exactly.
Yeah. Lockdown stayed there for a very long time. Things only changed slightly recently after they went through election. And even if you look at that election, though we say it's we don't. I mean, we don't accept the Indian Constitution as a Kashmiri. I don't accept the Indian Constitution's extension into Kashmir. But even if you look at the election that was held there recently, you will see the parties which went into election or which campaigned against Article 370 or 35A got more mandate and are now part of that assembly, which you see right there. And after that election, they now have a little space to vent their feelings in whatever setup they have right now. But even as you look right now at the propaganda which is being propagated right now on the Indian media, they're now even after that setup and are voicing that the chief minister and the government that he has right now should be taken away, and there should be a governor rule set up there, because they claim now that all of them are part of what is going on right there in Kashmir. As I said, it's an indigenous movement of the Kashmiri people, and the Kashmiri people have been struggling for that for the last 80 odd years right now. Again, there are ups and downs downs in any freedom struggle. But I feel the way things are moving right now, you will this struggle, the uprising of this struggle again in the coming months. And I think Pakistan needs to stand fast, and it like it has always done, and back the internationally accepted right of self-determination for the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Despite these all Indian hostilities, Indian huge military defense build up, strong presence of its military in Indian occupied Kashmir, despite these all hostilities and provocations, as a senior politician of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, do you think and are you hopeful that day will come that occupied Kashmir would be liberated?
Yes, of course. This is a struggle which our forefathers, our leadership, gave their lives to, and sacrificed their livelihoods, their family, their relatives, their own lives, and got us still here. And it was that struggle which gave us what we call Azad Jammu Kashmir right now. And it is also what you see across the border, the struggle you see across the border, across the ceasefire line, is also a reflection of that struggle, which you still see there. Right? On the basic issue due to which this struggle started was that the basic rights of the people of Jammu and Kashmir were not secure under the rule of the Maharaja, and the people revolted against that, and started this struggle. Now we see the same sort of policies, or even worse policies, right now by the Modi government across India, and especially in Jammu and Kashmir. And this is basically what we see in Jammu and Kashmir right now. I think it's a nexus between Israel and India, and they're applying the same policies the Israelis applying in Palestine, and they're trying to bring in a demographic change, which ultimately will hurt our right of self-determination whenever a plebiscite takes place. And I think the international community needs to be very vigilant about this, and need to enforce the UN Charter and stop all this change. I, as a representative of Jammu Kashmir People's Party, as a representative of the Kashmiri peoples, as the son of the soil, I reiterate that we will keep struggling for our basic right, and stay on the path that our forefathers left for us. And inshallah, one day we will achieve freedom for the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Very good. So one day, the political leadership and the people of Azad Jammu and Kashmir are quite hopeful. And second thing, in case of any possible adventurism by India, the people of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, people of Pakistan stand behind their armed forces. And if any such attack is made, any such eventuality is carried out, a befitting response would be given from Pakistan. Mr. Sardar, Hasan, Ibrahim, despite your very busy schedule on a current situation in Indian occupied Kashmir, what could be the policy of the people of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan's Kashmir policy? You spoke in depth about these all things. And once again, thank you so much for sparing your time. And dear viewers, till our next program, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.